Happy third week of Black History Month. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michaela. I go by Black Librarian on all platforms. Yes, this is my YouTube where I talk about being a librarian, working in the Bay Area. I talk about the programs that I'm putting on for the week, talk about what I'm reading. I like to give a book review often, library tours, museum tours, and just my life, really, and the growth and development that I'm going through at the time, and hopefully you can relate. If you are new here, welcome. For everybody else, welcome back. This week is very special for me because I don't have a book review like I normally would, but I have something better. I went to the Black Panther Museum in Oakland, California to give you a nice tour of it. That I not only show libraries, but I also touch on everything Black, especially during Black History Month. I feel like a Black Panther Museum is just spot on. And I think we can all learn a lesson from the Black Panthers. So before we get into all of that, actually, let's get into it. Shh, we're in a library. So yes, hello everybody. Like I said, I've been free-flowing this year and taking my time with things, and that includes reading. Like I said, in the past, I'm not a traditional nonfiction reader. That's not my go-to, right? I don't gravitate to nonfiction often, but I'm trying to read one a month. And this month's read is Angela Davis's autobiography. Now, it is a very intense read for me because all of her rights were being stripped of her as she was on the FBI's most wanted list. I'm only on part 2, by the way, and I'm 96 pages in, but highlighter in hand, taking notes to make sure that when I do give a review that I capture the full book in its essence and really give it to you where you would want to read it and pick it up to learn about her, because she is very much alive and well, but just to know about her life. Part 1, we get on part 1 we go along with her as she's hiding out from the FBI to when she's captured to when she's being stripped of her rights, not being able to call her lawyer, being put into isolation. And she describes jail and all of its horror because, you know, the system is broken to the maximum. So they didn't care whether she was going to get her phone call or not. They kept giving her the runaround. She was in a prison in New York, then transferred to California. There was a lot going on at that time. So that's where part 1 ends. And then part 2, we go into her youth where she's growing up in Birmingham, Alabama, and just a young Black girl not understanding why white people have more power, that they're able to do things that she cannot. And then she moves to New York, where she is, thrust into a new world where she's learning more about communism and socialism. So it's changing her perspective on how things are working and how they could work. So that's where I've stopped so far. But yeah, so far, very good read. I do plan on having it finished by next week. But because I didn't get, the book finished, I think that it is time that we talk about Oakland today, and where the Black Panther Museum is held, because rightfully so, this is where Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seale met at Merritt College and started the Black Panther movement. They were tired of the civil rights of Black people being violated. And even in 1967, they all came to North Richmond as a Black man was murdered there. And they were fighting his case because no one cared. And they were seen as militant, and they were challenged left and right, and a lot of their leaders were killed over and over just because they were fighting for basic rights that Black people should have. And they were doing things that were revolutionary, as far as like free lunch program, making sure that kids had hot lunches, making sure that we were community and we were helping each other. And I feel like the whole plight of the government and of the system is to make sure that Black people are separate, that we do not know our rights, that we don't want to help each other, because when we're together, we are better. And they know that. And it's like, how could I, in A Bug's Life, I know this is going to sound crazy, but in A Bug's Life, or was it ants? No, in A Bug's Life, the grasshoppers didn't want the ants to know that if they had all come together, they could defeat them because there was more ants than there were any grasshoppers. And like, if they find out, they'll kill us all. And basically,
one ant stand up to us, then they all might stand up.
Those puny little ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if they ever figure that out, there goes our way of life.
It's not about food. It's about keeping those ants in line.
I think that's what white people, the president at the time, all thought, that like, oh my gosh, these black people are rising up. They're going to kill us. They're going to do what we have been doing to them all these years. And no, that was not the case. It was just, these are our fundamental rights as citizens in this land, born, raised, and built this country. Yes, and a lot of the inventions that we know today are built by black people. So without us, a lot of this stuff is not happening. So we deserve to be seen. We deserve to have our basic rights. We deserve to be able to walk in the streets and not be killed based on the color of our skin. So it was a very powerful visit for me because, you can't move forward unless you look at the past and see what's been done before you. And it was just powerful to see all the work that had been done and still being done to this day for oppressed people. And there's another section in the back that was dedicated to Oscar Grant, who died at the hands of a BART policeman. And it's crazy because his mother was just writing to him saying how she loved him. And it was just a nice memorial because he would have been 40 on February 27th. And it was just a remembrance of him. And that's what the movie Fruitvale Station was about, with Michael B. Jordan, if you remember. Just about his life and what he was going through and how he had a promising future and his life was cut short just based on what the Black Panthers were fighting for, just for young Black people to be able to live and just be without all this, all this fear and all this apprehension, because life is already so short, and then to just have it be cut shorter just based on the color of your skin is quite villainous. So yes, this is the tour of the Black Panther Museum. I hope that you get something out of it. I know I did. This week, we're going to just do away with the song of the week, as I want to get right into the video because it is so powerful. I want you to see what the Black Panthers were doing and how this museum pays homage and honor to all the members, their commandments, and what they stood for. Happy Black History Month. I hope that you have a great week ahead. I know that it was a good week for me. Had a community closet at my library, and it felt right to give back to a community that has brought so much joy to me by letting them come in and get free clothes. And I feel like it is what the Black Panthers were doing, giving back to the community and having the community pour into them. So without further ado, here's a tour of the museum. Peace until next week. I will have a review for you. Have a great week and see ya. This is the featured exhibit in the back where cards were left blank that we could write in and give to Oscar Grant's mom that she'll pick up once the exhibit is over to read all the well wishes to him and his family.